So Rajat, 25 years of experiences across literally the investment banks that you would like to work for. He's worked in 7 countries and probably has managed various businesses from equities, fixed income, FX. He's an alumnus of Columbia University. He's a IIM Ahmedabad and also comes from bachelor's from St. Stephen College, Delhi. So has great credentials, worked for Citibank, Lehman Brothers, Merrill Lynch, Booz Allen, and kind of various other firms. He has his own firm of artificial intelligence and neural network. He's a neural trader. So I guess I may be again doing an injustice to talk about that. Maybe I'll leave the floor open to Rajat.
Okay, it was unheard of for an Indian to come to London and actually run a global bank. It was unthinkable for someone like me to go and get a job there. But things have changed. Because of deregulation, now the nature of the marketplace has changed completely. Now, nobody wants to hire any guy from Eton or Harrow. It's like a worthless qualification to have to work in a major bank. Today, the most important qualification to have in a major bank is, can you do structured products? Can you analyze them? Can you understand the risk? Do you have a PhD in physics or mathematics or not? Those are the qualifications that matter. Now in London at one time the bankers just came at 9 o'clock, the stockbrokers came at 9 o'clock. What time do you think we started work at Lehman Brothers in London? 7 o'clock in the morning. Why 7 o'clock in the morning? Sometimes we came in at 6:30. Why would we have to come to work at 7 o'clock? At 7 o'clock we would be having a conference call. Because the market was open somewhere else. The market was open in Tokyo, market was open in Singapore, market was open in Hong Kong. So we have to catch up with them. The New Yorkers also come very early to work, especially in the currency markets. But what has happened is we have globally integrated markets. One of the reasons is deregulation. The biggest problem with CDOs is that the market is not transparent. You do not know what's inside it. Since you do not know what's inside it, you cannot actually judge what the price quality is. No major financial innovation doesn't lead to productivity growth. What are the other kind of financial innovations you're seeing these days, especially in the startups area?
Fintech.
Fintech, okay. Have you heard of crowdfunding? It's a form of financial innovation. Is that helping productivity growth? It's helping startup companies raise money, which they could not in the past. So financial innovation does help. According to him, the last biggest financial innovation in the world was the ATM machine. That's not true. But our Indian market, we're still, quite a few years behind. But we have made a lot of advances. But in many cases, we are still behind. The ultimate price benefit is not passed on to the customer. So for example, crude oil. When crude oil was running at $150 a barrel, what was the price of oil in India in Manmohan Singh's time? 75 rupees. The crude oil has come from $150 to $30. And what do you pay?
65.
How much?
65.
You pay 65 here, I at least pay 53 in Goa. The most important factor that determines the success or failure of an airline is the cost of fuel. 30, 40, in some cases even 50% of the operating cost of an airline is nothing but fuel. And if it's not hedged properly, you are in deep trouble. Okay, knock-in knock-off means that, for example, I buy a structured note where I get the payoff of Nifty index minus the value of the Nifty index today. But there's a catch. The catch is that Nifty index reaches a much higher point, then I ultimately get 0. So it works something like this. It's like a regular call option. So you get a positive payoff if the Nifty index goes up. But if the Nifty index goes even higher, this is the strike. Here you are getting S minus K. But if it reaches the barrier, it's a barrier option embedded in the structured product. This thing will fall to 0.